Liverpool have made a £78 million offer for Trent Alexander-Arnold over 5 years, £300,000 a week. That is their final offer. He has less than 6 months, just over 6 months on his deal. It expires June 30th. The most talked about transfer story this window. And could billionaire Elon Musk be prepared to pay £6 billion for Liverpool? One story is wild as it come, and the other one seems like there's a lot of concrete evidence to suggest it. Make sure you go down, drop a like if you haven't already. The Liverpool versus Manchester United game is very much 50-50. Could it take place later? Of course, it snowed quite a lot throughout the UK. The snow's sort of clearing up where I am. It's now raining, so that should melt. But, hopefully the game goes ahead today, because the other Premier League fixture isn't really one that, gets people going. It's Fulham versus Ipswich. Should be a good game, but nothing like Liverpool Man United. Now, we'll start with Trent, and then we'll get into Elon Musk. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We're steamrolling our way towards 40k, and 90% of you that watch the Liverpool content are not subscribed, so go down and hit that subscribe button. Now, we'll start with Trent. So Liverpool are prepared to make a £78 million offer. Liverpool have made their move in an attempt to keep Trent Alexander-Arnold at the club. The defender is out of contract at the end of the season and has been heavily tipped to join Real Madrid. One of his best friends in Jude Bellingham is there. A lot of Liverpool fans, especially the diehard Scousers, not saying that all fans aren't diehards, but Scousers look at Liverpool like it's a religion sort of thing. And a lot of them have kind of changed their opinion a lot on Trent if he does take that Madrid, if he takes the Madrid offer. According to the Mirror, the Premier League leaders have offered a huge, let me just quickly delete that advert, have offered a huge contract, which is £78 million over 5 years, which accumulates to £300,000 a week. The Santi Bernabeu table for the 26-year-old. In addition, he could expect a huge signing on fee from the Spanish Giants if he joins as a summer free agent. That's practically the same as what reports are coming out from Real Madrid. Now, the latest from Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein have kind of stayed relatively quiet by their standards on this story. Fabrizio Romano has still kept, as his pinned tweet, that Real Madrid are monitoring Trent Alexander-Arnold's contract situation. The current deal expires on June 25th, so it's just over 6 months, with no talks underway as of now. Liverpool have not indicated any desire to sell the player. Now, that tweet was at 9:30 a.m. on March 22nd. So that was nearly a year ago now. That was 10 months ago. I personally feel Trent Alexander-Arnold will stay until the summer. I think personally, if Liverpool win the Premier League, which we all know they are going to, let's be honest, with Arsenal dropping points and Chelsea dropping points, if Liverpool beat Man United, they're 8 points clear. If we're in the summer and they've just won a Premier League and they've just won a Champions League, is he likely to sign a new contract? Is he likely to join Real Madrid? I'm very much on the fence because I see both sides. The player in Trent, when a club like Real Madrid come calling, it's very, very difficult to turn down Real Madrid. They're the biggest club in the world. They've won 15 Champions Leagues. You've got Jude there, but you've also got a club that made you, that gave you the opportunity, that believed in you when you was an academy player, and you've already won everything as a player at that club. It's very much a situation similar to Harry Kane, if you take out the trophies, of course, because Trent is a very decorated footballer. Harry Kane, for me, is one of the greatest players Tottenham have ever had. When a club like Bayern Munich comes calling, it's very, very difficult. And I know Liverpool, you can't really compare the size of Liverpool to Spurs, but it's still relative talking about the player, because Trent, just like Harry Kane, had done so much, for Liverpool and Spurs, both players. But I just think if they win the Premier League and they win the Champions League, if I was Trent, I probably would stay. 2 Premier League titles he could have by the end of the season, 2 Champions Leagues. They're in the League Cup semi-final. And if the game is called off today, that gives them a massive advantage going in to Wednesday's game, knowing the fact that they would have had roughly a week or so to prepare for this game, whereas Tottenham have only got a few days. And you look at where Liverpool are in the league right now, they currently have 2 games in hand over Arsenal and Chelsea. And if they win both of those games in hand, they are in a very, very strong position. You know, they're currently on 45 points. They could be on 51 by the time they beat Everton and Manchester United. Now, if they're on 11 points clear of Arsenal, it's very, very difficult to see anything other than Liverpool winning the title. For me, they have been the best team by a country mile. They've scored 6 more goals than Arsenal with 2 games in hand. They've scored more than anyone in the league. They've got the best defence by far. They're top of the Champions League, and they are in a League Cup semi-final. So right now, I understand it's Real Madrid. I understand the pull that they have got. But Liverpool, for me, as it stands right now, are a better team than Real Madrid, as it stands right now. There's also a report coming up, before we get to the Elon Musk story, which is a little bit crazy. There's also a report that Salah wants to stay at Liverpool. Mohamed Salah's preference remained a contract extension at Liverpool. The Egyptian's latest comments have suggested that he is expected to leave the club at the end of the season, with little progress made in contract talks. However, the Liverpool Echo report that Salah does not want to leave, and his agent Rami Abbas is expected to be at Anfield this weekend for a clash with Manchester United. The 2 out of the 3 players that have a contract expiring in the summer, no one's really speaking about Virgil van Dijk. There's almost a expectation that he is going to sign a new contract. I think out of the 3, as it stands right now, he's most likely to sign a new deal. I'll be brutally honest with you. I think Salah, you know, if Liverpool in the league, that'll be 2 Premier League titles for all 3 of them. All Liverpool legends, in my opinion, all done it under multiple managers. You know, it would be very, very difficult to look at what Liverpool are doing and not see Van Dijk signing. I think out of the 3 at this moment in time, I do think Virgil is more likely to sign. But could Salah potentially, you know, sign a new contract? We will have to wait and see. And the one story which is absolutely obscene. Now, I'm going to start by saying I don't think this will happen. So for anyone saying this is clickbait, but there is a story. A number of big YouTube accounts have been speaking about this as well, all over the socials. And it comes out, this is from Liverpool FC on SI, or SI, whatever that is. Billionaire Elon Musk planning to buy £6 billion Liverpool from FSG. You know, I can't really bring up the report because here we go. Right, it actually comes from a tweet from LFC Transfer Room, right? So I can actually bring up the tweet, which will make a lot more sense rather than going for a website that I don't particularly trust right now. And it says, shockingly, in the Weekend Sport front cover of the newspaper, there is an exclusive claiming Elon Musk is planning to buy Liverpool FC. Now, Weekend Sport is the Friday edition of Sunday Sport. Nonetheless, they could be a British tabloid with the most ludicrous stories. Now, I think we can all agree this is very far-fetched and it's very unlikely to happen. If you actually zoom in on the paper, it says, hopefully you guys can all read that. It says, billionaire Elon Musk is planning to buy Liverpool Football Club. Insiders say the Tesla owner is the richest man in the world and is currently helping Donald Trump to get ready for his second stint as the US president. But the 53-year-old is keen to spread his influence around the world and knows owning a Premier League club is the perfect way to do that. And because the South African's nan is a Scouser, powers say he has decided to pump his cash into LFC. Now, I'm going to start by saying I think this story is complete nonsense. I think it's very, very, very unlikely to happen. You know, we're in a position right now where Liverpool with FSG, they haven't had the most dominant of transfer windows recently, but this is an ownership that, quote unquote, try to do things the right way. You know, they've gone up against a powerhouse in Manchester City on multiple occasions. And if Manchester City was not around and they weren't a football team, Liverpool would have a lot more Premier League trophies. They probably have 4 or 5 by now. But we're in a position where I just don't think, I cannot see Liverpool being sold to Elon Musk. I think that is absolutely it's bonkers. It's berserk. It's whoever put that story out. Like, I'm all for a bit of transfer gossip. I'm all for a bit of gossip when it comes to, sorry, drop something on the floor. I'm all for gossip when it comes down to a bit of, news and clues in transfer stories. But this is madness. Could Liverpool be sold in the future? Possibly. Possibly. A lot of Liverpool fans aren't the biggest fans of their ownership. But I think you could have a hell of a lot worse right now. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you have dropped a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel. We will be doing an instant match reaction later for Liverpool versus Manchester United, which fingers crossed should take place because at least it gives us something to watch on this Sunday afternoon. And then, of course, there will be another transfer story out later on today. Make sure you have subscribed. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. I am out.